So my last video is kind of embarrassing. Hi besties, what's up? My name is Meg. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing I guess you could call it like a TBR takedown. I want to dwindle down my physical TBR. As you know, on the last video that I did, I scanned all of my books that I have in my collection. I own 222 physical TBR books. That is mind-boggling. What are we going to do about it? We are indeed going to be reading 3 books off our physical TBR, 3 books of 3 different genres, and we're gonna just get through them, honestly. Like, come on. Why don't I introduce you to the lineup of books that sounded the most interesting to me as far as like getting them off my physical TBR. So first off, we have Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. I know very little about this book, so why don't we read it together, shall we? Evelyn can remember all her past lives. She can also remember that in every single one, she's been murdered before her 18th birthday by Arden, a supernatural being linked to her soul. The problem is that she's quite fond of her life she's in now, and her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. If Evelyn wants to save her sister, she'll have to find the centuries-old devil who hunts her through each life before they find her first. Figure out why she's being hunted and finally break their curse, and try not to fall in love again. So I think that sounds super good. So that is book number 1 on our takedown, which I think we are going to start with. That's absolutely bonkers. In the first 4 pages? Oh my god. Okay, so we are 59 pages through the book. So far, from what I can tell, is that I'm liking it. It's definitely something. I found a quote here that I really liked. And it says, like the sway of the sea and the tug of the tides, love is a moving eternal thing. Let us not be afraid of the wax and the wane, the rise and the fall, the eternal undertow. Each time our souls meet, let us submerge our bodies in the bright blue cold, and let the waves make us anew. A tear slid down the apple of her cheek. I love you, and I have loved you, and I will love you. I thought that was pretty. And then also I found another one that said, our love blossoming afresh year after year, century after century, new flowers from old roots, an eternal seed from which will always blossom. I love it. I think that I like the poetical, is that a word? I don't think that's a word. The poetry of this book. I think that it's very pretty. I also am in such love of this hardback. It says, maybe that's all love is in the end, an endless tempting of fate. And I'm in love with it. As of right now, when I am filming this, I have not had a 5-star read yet. Do I hope that one of these 3 physical TBR books from our takedown are going to be a 5-star read? I don't know. Do I think this might? Undetermined. Very undetermined. I'm gonna keep reading, and then I will let you know if I find any more like poetical, I don't know if that's a word, more like poetry-esque phrases and things, or B, like just giving you updates of how far we are through the book. We're gonna keep going. We are officially that far of the way through the book. We are on page 153. We have 187 pages left for us to go. We are going to try and finish this book. Hello and good morning. So it is the next day. Where did we get in Our Infinite Fates? We got that far of the way through. We have 143 pages left for us to go. I highly think that I can finish Our Infinite Fates today. There's also the possibility that we can start and finish Amityville Horror. So we can most likely finish Our Infinite Fates as well as starting and finish Amityville Horror. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. Let's get right into the video. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, they are Infinite Fates. It goes back and forth between the present and then their past lives, and I don't think that I would mind it as much. However, I am getting slightly annoyed by the fact of their past lives are out of order. And I don't know how to really take that, I guess you could say. It is like only like a short, like 5-6 page. I think the longest one that I read was like 10 pages. Is this a book that I'm going to keep? Most likely not. I will, however, be putting the quotes that I have found that I really like into my Notion database that I talk about quotes. Also, if you haven't seen, I have a Notion video that links all of my books, as well as I have that template for sale on my Etsy, so that link is down in the description if you were curious and want to track your reading in Notion. I am now that far of the way through the book. It's okay. I don't know what the rating is going to be as of right now. However, we're gonna keep reading. I will update you as I see fit. Oh my gosh. So we got to the part where we kind of finally figure out why they are going through all of these different fates throughout time. And we are now that far through the book. We only have 41 more pages left for us to go. I think this is my last update for this book before I give you my star rating. I did indeed cry a bit. So usually I don't quite know yet what I'm gonna think of the ending, so I don't want to say anything. However, I do feel like it's going to be bumped up slightly because I tend to give books a little bit higher of a rating if they can, one, make me feel something, two, they cause a physical reaction, whether that is me laughing, that is me being like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, kind of like how I was with The Shining, and feeling like that they needed to hurry up, or if they can make me cry, usually I will give those higher ratings because they're causing physical reactions out of me. And so far this year, I have not had a 5-star read. Do I think this is a 5-star? I don't think so. And it's really starting to bother me because even though you're going to be seeing this in March, it is currently February 20th and I still have not had a 5-star read of this year, which is baffling to me. Like, come on, bro, really? Anyways, it's fine, I guess. I'm gonna finish this book and then I will give you my ending thoughts. We just finished Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. This is a book where it is almost essentially like a romantic tragedy. Think Romeo and Juliet. I really can't think of any other like romantic tragedy. But essentially this book is where they love each other in 1,000 lives, but yet they have to kill each other in every single one. I think is my absolute favorite quote I have heard in a book in a long time, and that is, it's impossible to have bravery without fear. Bravery is picking up the fear and carrying it alongside you rather than allowing it to block the path. Bro, oh my goodness. I was going to give this book a 2.5 star. However, I cried and the ending took me by surprise. I loved everything about this book. I think that it was gorgeous and everything like that. And this is a part
part of my like TBR takedown, but I gave this book in the end a 3 stars. I think that it was great. I recommend this book. It may be for you, it may not be for you. If you love that like romantic tragedy, then definitely this is a book that you should pick up. It's very short. It's less than 350 pages. So it's a really quick read. I literally read it between yesterday and today, and it was so fast. Like, I devoured the book.
Okay, so it looks like it's a different day, same day. Since we finished our Infinite Fates, we are now indeed gonna start the Amityville Horror. This is only 230 pages, and I feel like I could finish it this afternoon. We're gonna read Amityville Horror. Okay, so something that I love in this is it gives a preface of just kind of explaining the different ways that people go about explaining the paranormal. Obviously, it says that there are the scientific views, there are the superstitious, and then we also have the religious stance. And so at the very end of the preface, it says, "The wise man knows that he does not know, and the prudent man respects what he does not control." For some reason, that just really stands out to me. I can't quite explain it like in this very moment, but it definitely, because I highly, highly believe in the paranormal. I will go out there and say it. I believe in the paranormal. You can comment all you want and say that the paranormal is not real. I'm sorry, nothing can change my mind. I believe. So for some reason, that just really stood out to me. Okay, so we are now on to chapter 4. We're that far into the book, and you can definitely tell that from I think it was like the second chapter, that like George Lutz, which is the dad, had like been doting on the kids, loved the kids, everything like this, everything like that, had certain personality traits, but in the short few days that he was living in the house, his personality, and so did Kathy's, both started shifting. And there was a quote in there saying that it wasn't big things, but it was a bunch of small, little, minuscule things. And I think that that is so interesting. Now, whether or not you believe that this is a real or true story, I'm just telling you what I find fascinating. I also don't know if it's gonna scare me, but we'll see. Hello and good morning, besties. So it's the next day, and indeed we are going to continue on with Amityville Horror. We are that far of the way through the book. As of right now, we are on chapter 7, December 25th. Now we are starting to see the personality switches of our main characters, George and Kathy Lutz. We are starting to see them change. Now, what does this mean? This means as we see more of their character shifts, there's just going to be changing even more. As of right now, I guess George wakes up at 3:15 and he goes down to the boathouse, and then he comes back, but like nobody knows what he does down in the boathouse. So to me, that's a little odd, and like I don't know really what that means. But anyways, we're going to continue on with Amityville Horror. Okay, so we've gotten a little bit further. I want to say that we are halfway now. We are on chapter 13 of January 1st, 1976. And so far, I'm really enjoying this. Nothing about it is too scary, though I feel that it's very real. And I think for the fact that like this is essentially based off of a true story, I think that that's fantastic. I'm loving everything about it. Do I know if I'm going to rate this yet? I don't know if I'm going to rate it at all, considering that it is technically based off of a true story. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that. information. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at, is that we're about halfway, if not just a little bit under. Okay, lovelies, so it's been a few days. We had a crazy busy weekend. We had my best friend's baby shower, and then I went up to Wisconsin to be with one of my best friends who's going to be moving soon, so I want to spend as much time as I can with her. Anyways, we read more of the Amityville Horror. We are 95 pages away from finishing this book. As of right now, so many different things are going on. That's how far the way through the book we are. So many different things are going on as of right now. It's genuinely crazy. And the priest that came to bless the home at the very beginning, his life is being turned upside down. The Lutz's life is being turned upside down. They literally feel as though they are going crazy, but yet they keep coming around to like, the stuff that's happening here isn't normal, but yet like, is it paranormal? Is this really a haunted house? And George Lutz actually had said, like, we need to fight back. And I remember Kathy saying, well, how do you fight something you cannot see? And that to me is like very telling, because it's like, how do you fight something back that's essentially like that? So it's very interesting. I'm really loving this story. And then I had talked with my dad, and actually after we're done finishing Amityville Horror, him and I are actually going to watch the movie. So we are really super excited. I would like to finish this today and then get right into Happy Place by Emily Henry. That is our goal for today, is to finish Amityville Horror and jump straight into Happy Place. Where I'm at in the book is the Lutzes are finally reaching out for help. They have a doctor or something coming out to see, and then possibly a psychic medium coming to see. The pastor has been warned not to come back. We just finished the Amityville Horror, and oh my goodness, I enjoyed this book so much. I think that it was really well written. I loved hearing about a real life story. There were so many things that like you would think that wouldn't happen, or that only happen in the Hollywood movies of horror, but in the epilogue it talks of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who I love so much. I highly recommend this book. I think I'm gonna give this book a 4-star. I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to rate this book or not, but I definitely do, because I wanted to rate it based off of not by like entertainment that I got from it, by how it was written, how the story came across, and everything that the family had gone through, and how it really summed it up very well. And so I'm giving this book a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. Not scared by the book. Now to lighten up the mood, even though I wasn't scared, we are going to read Happy Place. Now online, I hear so many book creators say that Happy Place is their favorite of Emily Henry's. So I want to see what all the hype is about. So let's get to reading Happy Place. I started reading Happy Place. We got to chapter 6, page 50, and I don't know if it's because of the other 2 books that I read or what, but for some reason I am just not connecting to this book, and I would love to connect to Emily Henry's writing. So I think that we are going to soft DNF this book for right now. I'm gonna keep my bookmark with where we're at, and if anything I can kind of skim through, but I'm not really in the mood for this right now, because I am 100% a mood reader. Hands down, 100% mood reader. Can't read anything if it doesn't sound good to me. And as of right now, in this moment, Happy Place is not a book that I think I would enjoy if I read it at this current moment. So we're going to set this book aside, and I think that we're going to end the video here. I know, We were supposed to get 3 books off of our physical TBR. With that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. Do all of the YouTube things you know how to do, and I will see you in a bit. Bye!